So I just saved somebody's life about 10 minutes ago. I was on the bus and we stopped at a bus stop, and there was this kid laying there on the sidewalk, and he was turning blue, purple. His lips were purple, and he wasn't breathing. He was gasping for breath every 5 or 10 seconds. And these people got off the bus and they had called 911, but they were just standing around him, and there was people making comments like, uh, about him. It doesn't matter. Um, I tried to instruct those people because I thought the bus was going to take right back off. I was like, hey, give him CPR. And the bus driver stopped the bus. She was a good woman, obviously. And I tried to tell this guy to give him CPR and flip him over on his back. Finally, I got them to do that. My grandmother was waiting for me, and I don't have a cell phone, so I didn't have any way to call her if I had gotten off the bus. And that was my initial instinct was to get off and immediately help, but then I didn't for whatever reason. Selfishness, I guess. But I thought I could just indicate to somebody else what to do and they would do it. Well, this guy started giving him chest compressions and he wasn't doing it correctly. Um, and I just took a class on this um, Tuesday, I think, about the proper way to give someone who is overdosed CPR. And my sister died here in this very room, in this floor, while I was giving her CPR and trying to bring her back last year in July. And she was brain dead. The ambulance eventually got here and got her a heartbeat, but she was brain dead when they got her to the hospital. So, but anyway, yeah. So this kid is laying there, and eventually I just left my stuff on the bus and just jumped off and started giving him mouth to mouth and CPR the way I had been taught. And after about 3 or 4 cycles of giving him 2 breaths, just so you guys know, what I learned was, I cleared his airway, I pinched his nose, pinched his mouth like here, tilted his head back to open the throat, the airway here, and 2 slow breaths into his body, forceful, like trying to blow up a animal balloon. If you've ever done that, it's difficult. So, but don't blow too hard or it can cause them to vomit. That's what I did with my sister. When she was in here, she vomited in my mouth and eventually was vomiting blood. Um, so, yeah, blow slowly and fill up his lungs, the person's lungs. I did that and twice, and then 15 compressions, and then listen to see if they're breathing or a heartbeat or whatever, I guess is what you're supposed to do. I skipped that part. I just went back because he obviously wasn't breathing. And after like the third time of doing that, he after the second time he gasped for breath after I blew in his mouth the first time, but I'd blow in once and he would take a breath and then I'd blow in again and do the compressions. The third time I blew in his mouth, he took a breath. I blew in his mouth again, compressions. The fourth time he opened his eyes. And when he opened his eyes, I recognized him. He was a 19-year-old kid that I had been in detox with, who had left early at Centerstone a couple of months ago, man. And I started talking to him before he woke up. That's something I had forgot. They told us to keep talking to these people. That helps try to get somebody conscious. So I started talking to him. He opened his eyes, and I said, man, you've got to get up or they're going to come Narcan you. They've already called 911. The ambulance or the fire truck is on the way. And that got him up. He jumped up. He took off. A couple of minutes later, the fire truck showed up. And I have to commend the TARC bus driver. She sit there, and she waited on me. She didn't take off with my stuff sitting there on the bus, thank God, because I don't have much. I couldn't afford to lose what I do have. I would have lost this tablet. So, yeah, she did right. She stayed there and waited on me and commended me. All praise to God. And I told him he needs to go back in, man, and try again, or he's gonna die out here. And the thing is, I almost got on a different bus, the one that would have brought me directly home, but I didn't. The meeting I was in ran long. I almost left that early to catch the bus I needed. Instead, I caught a different bus that went down a different street. And, thank God I was on that bus, man. I don't know if he would have died or what had I not been there. But I do know that it would have been a couple more minutes of him not breathing because they were just going to leave him there. People, when he woke up, people were making comments like, "Oh, he's just going to run and go get high again" and stuff like that. And let me just tell you something about people, right? People aren't always honest. This guy, one of the guys on there who was talking to this older lady, she was talking about how she didn't need drugs or alcohol or anything, and he was like, me neither. I might take an ibuprofen. That's all I do. Well, he got off at the same bus stop I did, and he asked me for a light. And when he did, I saw in his cigarette pack, because I had asked him for a cigarette, he had a joint in his cigarette pack. So that was, he's over there judging this kid for being OD'd and saying that he doesn't do drugs when he's got a joint in his cigarette pack. So you can't just listen to what people say, especially when they're being judgmental, man. But I just thank God that I was there. I thank God that I was clean and sober today, that I was at a meeting, that I was able to help somebody. And it made me feel anxious at first when I was actually working on him. And when I was done, there was still a little bit of adrenaline going there. But I felt relieved, and I felt like I had really, I don't know, a sense of accomplishment maybe, or something like that. I felt satisfied in a way. I was just grateful to have been there. And that's what I told the bus driver, because she was like, "Where is that guy still on the bus?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm here." And she was like, "You did a great thing. Thank God you were here," and stuff like that. And people were praising me, but I sort of was out of it because I had that adrenaline going. And but like I said, once she actually addressed me and I snapped into reality a little bit, I was like, all praise goes to God, man. God directed me here, and I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for that today, and I can have a smile on my face and know that I helped somebody today. Whether he goes and gets high or kills himself, I can't control that. But all I can control is my behavior, and I know that I did the right thing. And I represented a sober addict in a good way today, and I represented myself and my ideal self, what I want to be. I acted in the way that that I would hope I would act. Let me put it that way. And so, with that, man, that's all I got. I'm gonna get off here and take a shower and eat some food. I love you guys. I was busy yesterday. I didn't get a chance to upload. But I will definitely upload again tomorrow. It's a Sunday. I've got some free time. I love you, whoever's out there watching this. I'm not promoting this in any way. I'm following the 11th tradition of AA, which is this is attraction rather than promotion. So I'm just putting this out into the universe. It's more for me than it is for anyone else. It gives me a little bit of it gives a little bit of permanence to what I'm doing. It gives me some accountability because I try to make these every day, and it just lets me get my thoughts out. Like now, it's still a little excited and a little bit out of it, but just talking about what just happened, I feel better now and I feel more relaxed. So I appreciate this platform for being here. I appreciate anybody who's watching this. I love you people. God bless you. And I will see you tomorrow. Thank you.